Grace Meridian Hill family, hope you had a great weekend. Happy Monday. We're kicking off this new week with another 3 4 30 on 8 video devotion. And today we're looking at Romans 8, starting from verse 9, the second half, through verse 11. So let me read that for you. If anyone does not have the Spirit of Christ, they do not belong to Christ. But if Christ is in you, then even though your body is subject to death because of sin, the Spirit gives life because of righteousness. And if the Spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead is living in you, He who raised Christ from the dead will also give life to your mortal bodies because of His Spirit who lives in you. This passage couldn't be more real and relevant because it's all about life and death. First, on death, we're reminded that our bodies are subject to death. We have mortal bodies. And of course, we know this all too well these days. We're surrounded by death and the fear of death. The fragility of our bodies are constantly on our minds. We're tired. We're concerned about getting sick. This pandemic won't let us forget about our mortality. So what's the good news? Life. If you're in Christ, you not only have God's Spirit actually lives in you. And the Spirit who lives in you is the very same Spirit who raised Jesus from the dead. This means two very important things. First, if we're in Christ, the Spirit gives life to our souls even now. We're raised to life from the dead spiritually. Even if we were to die, we will be secure with God for eternity. Friends, have you pondered the promise of heaven lately? But second, also, the Spirit gives life not just to our souls in the present, He will also give life to our mortal bodies in the future. The Spirit who raised Jesus and His body from the dead will also one day raise your body from the dead. Do you remember Jesus' words in John 11? I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me will live even though they die. And whoever lives by believing in me will never die. If you're in Christ, the coronavirus worst case scenario for you is the future resurrection of your mortal body. Do you believe this? Have a great day today, living in light of God's love and the hope of resurrection.